9.6. Well, she'll also compete later on the balance beam here, but we'll wait her second score. She got a 9.35 on her first score. Chen Kui-ting of China. Her team won the bronze medal in the team competition.
We really saw a new philosophy with the Chinese gymnasts. In the past, they've been very flexible, elegant gymnasts, but not very strong. She shows a good balance between the elegance and the new strength that the Chinese are so trying to achieve.
Remember, Shevchenko's in first, Wilborn is in second, and we still have Elena Shushanova coming up. And Elena comes in with a 9.95, the highest score of all the competitors in the vault. The second scores for Chen Kui-ting of China. And the judges having a little discussion over there on the sideline. There's 6 judges on the vault competition.
I think part of the discussion here is that she made a mistake by doing basically the same vault as the second vault here, and the judges have to decide if they're going to make that deduction of not only was it not a perfect vault, but she did the vault of the same class that she did the first vault, and of course that should be a deduction.
9.4 is the low, 9.7 the high, with 3 9.6s sandwiched in between as we look at some of the other judges.
You're seeing here Lyudmila Tereshcheva, otherwise known as the Queen of Gymnastics, a very top Soviet gymnast in the past.
And she's working as a referee. She's helping arbitrate when there are conferences and when there are differences of opinion with the judges.
9.65 is now the final score on the second vault for Chen Kui-ting, averaging out to 9.50. As you look at the young lady from China, we'll continue with more Goodwill Games coverage in just a moment. Vault is Wang Huiying. She's from China. This is her first vault.
Another layout, Tsukahara with a full twist. A little bit of trouble on the landing. It almost was as if her legs gave out.
I'm sure the girls are tired. They've been competing for 3 days in a row. She did a decent vault, a little off on the landing to one side, and of course that will be at least 1/10 of a point deduction. I think it's important to note that she did a layout Tsukahara with a full twist. She did the same vault as Joyce Wilburn from the United States, but she didn't do it quite as well, and of course you can see in the score, the average will be 9.6.
And she needs a 10 to move in the second place. That's where Joyce Wilborn is now, and it's going to be hard for her to get that. While we were away momentarily, Sidon from Romania scored a 9.6. She's currently in third place. Second vault for Wang Huiying of China.
Layout Tsukahara, one step on the landing. Again, that's a relatively simple vault. She did it well, but really not as well as Joyce did.
And I think a good point you make here is that if you're going to do a simple vault, you better do it perfectly. She has nice position in the air, but she has to nail that landing if she wants the big score.
9.60 was her first score. As we watch again, she winds up with a 9.70 on her second score.
Of the 8 gymnasts competing in the finals, she is one of 3 who are actually doing the traditional vaults of the regular round-off rather than the round-off onto the board.
So she has a 19.350. That moves her into third place right now behind Shevchenko, Wilborn, and Wang. But this is the young lady who is the favorite coming in. Elena Shushanova, Soviet Union, a 9.95 on the vault in the preliminary competition.
And she is incredible on this event. She is so strong. Layout, full twist, stuck landing.
That's what we talk about when we talk about sticking a landing.
We have to mention the fact that yesterday in the all-around, as we watch a replay, she finished the day with a 10 on this apparatus.
The only weakness in this vault is she doesn't get the distance as some of the other vaulters get.
She has a tremendous push here, and she really blocks right here. And, of course, that gets her way up in the air and allows her to just set the landing right in on top.
She has a 10 on the board already today. It won't be perfect 10s, but she's up there among the top. 9.25. 9.925. She had a 9.95 coming in, a 10 in the all-around. So right now she's ready to take over first place. 9.85 average would give her first.
Now on this second vault, if she could get more up on top of the horse, she could get a little more distance and maybe go for a 10.
Oh!
4.5 twisting switch.
I have never seen that vault attempted before.
And the crowd on hand really enjoying the work of the young Soviet.
What's so difficult about that vault is the landing. Anytime you come in, it's a blind landing facing away from the horse.
You can see she's going to do basically the same vault, the round off back handspring on. Right here she cranks another half twist, and she lands facing towards us.
Here's another look at it.
It's hard to see from here how much distance she got off the horse. But it's such a difficult vault.
And the scores reflect that she's going to move out in front, and I don't see anybody can catch her for all practical purposes. She's going to win the gold medal on the vaulting event, unless they change some scores here and really drop her down, and I don't see that happening. 9.90, her second score, and they combine the two. And that'll give her a 9.913, and that score will total out to a 19.863. She's now in first place. Joyce Wilborn has a good chance of holding on to a bronze, though, right now.
Angie also does the traditional vault.
Angela Denkins.
She'll perform a Cuervo and a layout Sugihara. I'm not sure which one she's going to perform first.
Angie is from Willingboro, New Jersey.
It's a Cuervo vault. Oh.
Little trouble on the landing. Had a 9.75 in the preliminary. She had the third best score coming in.
You know, it's really unfortunate here because she gets really good height, but you'll notice she's lacking in rotation. This is a very difficult vault to rotate. It's too bad because she had great height and great distance. But you can see in this angle right here, she pushes off, does a half turn, and now she's going to pull a backflip. She is up there, but that's a lot of cranking to get all the way around, finish your rotation in time to land.
Now remember, Joyce Wilborn is in third place. She has a bronze right now. In order for Angie Dinkins, her country mate, to tie her, she would need a 9.9375.
And I don't believe she's going to get it. You can tell there, of course, the scores in the first vault will hold her down.
Bart, I think she was going for the stick as well. You could see how she opened up, trying to make that perfect landing.
You know, as a matter of fact, I don't think anybody left in the competition. There's only one other girl besides Angie, Gabriela Patorac from Romania, who has a shot at catching Joyce Wilborn. And as a matter of fact, I don't think even a perfect 10 would allow her to overtake Joyce Wilborn.
Angie's second vault will be a layout Sugihara. She does this vault quite well. See if she can stick. Still a little low.
Second vault. Had a 9.425 on the first one. She's 17 years of age, has been on the national team for the past 2 years.
She actually did the vault quite well. But as she made the landing, the knees just bent way too far.
And you can see here again, she is really up in the air. Nice form. Perfect body position right here. She's hollowed out, but she's got to meet that floor a little harder if she's going to actually stick the landing.
I mentioned she needed a 9.9375. She comes up with a 9.60 on her second vault. The average between the first vault, a 9.425, and a 9.60 is a 9.513. Not enough to move her into contention for a medal. So Dinkins now moves into sixth place, and we'll be back with more Goodwill Games coverage in just a moment. Stay with us. Back here, the finals of the vault are already in, and the United States finally comes away with a gymnastics medal. Joyce Wilborn from Paterson, New Jersey, winds up with a bronze, while Elena Shushanova, which is not much of a surprise, walks away with a gold medal. Her countrymate, Elena Shevchenko, comes away with a silver. Let's go back to our broadcast center and Bob Neal and Nick Charles.
And there are the standings, the final results in the women's gymnastics. Yelena Shushanova, the Soviet Union, and Joyce Wilborn did win the bronze for the United States, and that surprised
always accept